Hi everyone, it's Rachael here and welcome to this bonus episode of the Ditch the Diet podcast. Ooh, did you notice something a bit different there? Yes, I knew. I have decided to change the name of the podcast to coincide with the launch of my brand new Ditch the Diet Academy, which has launched. Well, we haven't actually fully launched until the middle of August, but we have a test group going through the new academy, and that started yesterday, so it's very exciting. So I've decided to change the name of the podcast. So hopefully that will update in iTunes over the next few days. I have a really exciting bonus episode for you today, and the lovely Marion, who has just graduated from my Transform 21 programme back in May, agreed to come on and have a chat with me today about her journey and how her life has evolved over the last 6 weeks after graduating from Transform 21 and joining Walk the Talk Life, which is awesome. We had a great chat this morning and I'm going to share that with you now. I hope you enjoy the episode. I'll be back at the end to tell you how you can start your transformation and join Walk the Talk Life now as well. So good morning, Marion. Thank you very much for joining me this morning on the podcast.
Good morning, Rachael. Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. So before we get started and before I start asking you questions, for those that are listening to the podcast, why don't we just start by you telling us who you are and what you're doing here?
My name is Marion Grindlay. I'm 47 years old. I found Walk the Talk Life and Rachael through a post about a banana on Instagram. At that point in my life, I had got myself into a really bad place. I was in a rut. I had put on a lot of weight, having previously lost weight with Slimming World, and I really needed something. After reading the post about the banana, I knew that Slimming World wasn't the way forward for me, and I joined Walk the Talk Life, and here I am.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
If anyone hasn't seen the post on Instagram about the banana that Marion is talking about, I'll put a link to that in the show notes if you want to go and have a look. We sort of called it #Bananagate because it caused so much controversy on the internet for about 2 weeks. In my email inboxes, I had to switch it off. It was unreal. So tell me a little bit about before you met me and before you joined Transform 21 and before you joined Walk the Talk Life as a member. What was your life like then in relation to your health and fitness and that kind of thing?
My life before Transform 21 was very sedentary. My husband and I own and operate a coffee shop and a catering business. I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. I can deal with a lot of negative stuff as well, and that was having a big effect on my stress levels. I now know that my stress levels have not been helped at all by my then diet. Mm-hmm. And I really had to look at that. I had to look at that quite seriously. I was overweight, I was very stressed, I felt very negative. I didn't have any exercise in my life at all. And I basically just felt as though I was stagnating, and I knew that had to change.
Mm-hmm. And what had you tried up until that point? How long had you been sort of feeling like that? Had you tried anything else to help you feel better before? And how long had you been trying to help yourself before you joined?
Last year at this time, I had been a Slimming World member and I had lost 2 stone. Now, I had previously been a Slimming World member prior to that, and I had lost 2 stone. Mm-hmm. But I fell away for the plan, and that 2 stone came back on and more. Now, last year, the same happened in July. So around about this time, leading up to the 12th of July, I had lost 2 stone. My life then got in the way, and the weight just crept back on. It wasn't sustainable. I have to say, though, that while Slimming World works for a lot of people, and I'm in no way going to criticise their decisions, that's entirely up to them, it didn't work for me. And I did have questions because I couldn't understand why, if I was living this low-fat lifestyle, I wasn't losing vast amounts of weight. So I've been able to identify a lot, and I realised where I was going wrong. Basically, when I was a Slimming World member, I didn't exercise because you're kind of led to believe, well, you don't need to exercise. So at this stage in my life, this is the first time that I have ever really focused on exercise, going out walking, really pushing myself. So, yeah, it's a huge deal for me right now.
Okay. And so let's fast forward. You joined Transform 21 at the beginning of May. So, or mid-May, I think it was, possibly?
Yeah, it was around about the 17th of May.
So that was almost...
Some of the girls do declutter your diet, ditch the diet, whatever. I never done that. I just went straight into Transform 21. Initially, because of how things were personally, I thought, I'm not going to be able to commit to this. And then I just had to put everything aside and go for it. My diet, chocolate, I probably held the world record for being able to eat 3 Turkish delights in one go. Chocolate played a big, big part in my life. Diet Coke, I also used to drink copious amounts of Diet Coke. Never tea and coffee, always Diet Coke. So the first 3 days of Transform 21 were absolute hell for me. And I don't know what has changed in my mindset. I really don't know. I have clicked and I've gone for it, and I went through the withdrawal process. I started that on the Tuesday. I stopped the Diet Coke, I stopped the chocolate. I basically went cold turkey.
Did you?
And I felt terrible. By the Friday, however, I felt amazing. Well, not amazing, but I felt better. And I took my shopping list and I went away to Sainsbury's, and I was in the place for 2.5 hours, going round all the aisles, ticking off all my seeds and my nuts and everything I need. And people were saying to me, "Oh, are you on a diet?" No, I'm not on a diet. I'm changing my lifestyle. And that's basically what I've done.
Okay. And how do you feel today? So we're on the 3rd of July, 2018, just in case anyone's listening to this in the future. And how do you feel now? What's changed?
Well, you'll see, and somebody will see on my picture, I have colour in my cheeks, I have colour in my face. At this moment in time, and the scales are away, because I've learned a lot from you, Rachael. I've learned a lot from the members in my group. And I realise that the scales do not define my life. So I had them out last week, and I'm going to say proudly that I weighed myself on Friday, and I have lost a stone, one big whole stone in weight, 14 pounds. The differences I see, the inches are going down, my face is going down, my stomach, which was absolutely horrendous because it was bloated, and I actually looked as though I was pregnant. My stomach has gone down massively. And, do you know, I'm not being promoted, I'm not being paid to bum this whole process up. I am happy. I'm happy, I'm motivated, I can get out my bed in the morning and I'm not feeling sluggish. I can look forwards. It has taken me a while to put everything into place in terms of planning. And I'll give you a laugh. Last night, I forgot to take my blueberries out of the freezer, and they're currently on my doorstep, covered in cling film in the sunshine, defrosting. I've got a long way to go. But that's where the academy is going to take me now. And I'm going to learn to plan and learn to focus and learn to have more time management. But I kid you not, I feel amazing. I honestly do. I feel great.
That's so good to hear. And I take it your food shop isn't taking you 2.5 hours nowadays.
My food shop doesn't take me 2.5 hours. Actually, this week I have found, through yourself, Rachael, the Mindful Chef. So last night we had, is it harissa?
Oh yeah, I had that one last week actually.
Harissa chicken, and this is from their salad series. Yep, and it was absolutely amazing. So my food shop doesn't take me any length of time now, because I've got all my nuts and everything and my seeds. I'm discovering new things because I bought the Mindful Chef book, and I want to make their energy protein balls. So I now need to find maca powder.
Oh, yeah. So that's easy to get online.
I'm learning about all these things, and it's all new. It's amazing. It's exciting. It's great.
It is. It's exciting, isn't it? Because I think when you, like, thinking back to myself to maybe 6-7 years ago, before I discovered how amazing you can feel just simply by eating better. The number of foods that I ate back then were very limited. Like, probably had the same 10 to 12 foods on rotation for like my whole life, and now in a day I probably eat about 25 different types of food in one day. And it's so good to know that there are so many options, and food that can fuel you differently as well. So what would a typical day of food look like for you now? Just
at the moment, I love for a while there I was on oats and almond milk and Greek yogurt. Now, these are things that I had never ever had in my diet before. When I drank milk, it was milk from the red cow. It was skimmed milk. And when I read the guidance information for Transform 21, I thought, I can't go back to full fat milk. That would just be a horrible taste. So I went to almond milk. So when the weather was colder, I was on porridge. Now it's granola. I love granola. And I'm actually using a low sugar granola. I think it's Lizzie's granola or something.
Yeah, I used to have that one actually. Yeah.
So I use Lizzie's granola. I use my Fahe Greek yogurt. I actually was using the zero Greek yogurt, and then I thought, oh no, maybe I should be using the 5%. So I went to the 5%, and there's a completely different taste. And I'm on that, and my blueberries. I was on strawberries, but I'm back on blueberries, and I forgot, unfortunately, to defrost them last night. Planning. I need to work on my planning.
I just eat them frozen.
Well, I was going to eat them frozen, and then I thought they maybe be like rivets and I'll break my teeth or something. So yeah, I really, for the benefit of anybody who's listening as well, I am probably, and I have to tell you as well, because you're going to hear this on the recording, I have an African grey parrot called Joas, and he's actually bursting into song right now. You may hear him whistling in the background. But my health, when I was 31, I had a total hysterectomy. I suffered endometriosis. So since 31, I've been in a premature menopause, and that in itself is a big battle. And I should have been looking after myself better in terms of my diet and my fitness. And that probably would have made the menopausal journey a bit easier. The Diet Coke and everything else hasn't helped sweats or flushes or nothing. So in terms of changing my diet, I have noticed a huge reduction in these. Unfortunately as well, after that in 2009, it was discovered I had degenerative disc disease in my spine. Right. So I also have a fused spine right now. So in terms of my walking and going on my bike, my new bike, these are big deals for me right now. Big deals. And I'm so chuffed I've been able to do it. And I'm doing it.
I know. It's been amazing to see. It's the transformation that you've made just over the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks. It's like a different person sitting in front of me.
It is. It's a new person.
And what the questions I get asked a lot about Transform 21 are things like, I want to join, but I'm scared that I'm going to fail, that it's just something else I'm going to fail at. What advice would you give to someone that might be thinking like that?
You will be scared. It is scared when you think, I was scared and I thought I can't do this. But for me at that stage, it was make or break time. Do you know, I had tried Slimming World twice previously. I knew from the banana that just clicked a lot into place for me, and I thought, how is that? Do you know, the amount of stuff that I had cut out, I should really have been like a scalp when I was following Slimming World, and that just didn't happen. So you will be scared. You will think, I can't do this. You have to commit. You have to commit, and you have to dig deep, and you have to say, I want this. And if you want it bad enough, you will do it. And believe me when I say, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I don't know where I do know where the mindset has come from, because we do doubt ourselves and we do think that we have our own issues. I have my own issues relatable to the hysterectomy. I'm on antidepressants because of that, and I do doubt my own self-worth. But if you dig deep and you say, today I am going to, and you do it, the sense of empowerment is amazing, and that'll carry you forwards. I think that's what's carrying me forwards, is that I'm doing this, and I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing to think if you are considering making a complete change to your life, whether it's joining Walk the Talk life or in another way. You have to understand that it has to be for you, and you have to you know, commit to it, because even the best lifestyle change in the world isn't going to work if you don't make a commitment. So yeah, what would be, if you had to choose if you had to choose one thing that is the most positive thing that has changed since you joined Walk the Talk, what would it be? If you had to choose one thing.
Oh my!
I know. It's
there's so many positives. It's really hard to narrow it down to one thing.
Let's go for 3 then. I'll make it easier. Let's go for 3.
My hydration. I don't touch Diet Coke anymore. I don't drink it. At the moment, this is a huge big shout out to brands here. Evian water, that's my favourite. And just now I can go through 1.5 litres of Evian a day. And I actually feel when I don't have the water, it's like, where's my bottle of water? Now, when I began Transform 21, I remember you reading about the water and thinking, oh my God, this is horrendous. It's become a part of my life now. The hydration is a big, big deal.
What has that changed? How has that made you feel simply by drinking more water?
It has made me feel, I think it's making me feel more alert. The only thing I will say is, and I hope this isn't too much information, it hasn't reduced the amount of times that I'm running up and down to the toilet.
Oh no.
But in terms of my hydration, I think it makes me feel more focused. I think overall, I think the hydration helps a lot of things. And I'm obviously no nutritionist, Rachel, so I can't specify. You'll know more than me what is benefiting. I just think I love my water, and that's where I am. My movement has increased. I'm walking. I actually feel a bit agitated if I can't walk every day. I've got a new bike. I've been on my bike, and I'm having to take that slow in terms of my back and just take it easy. My sleep, can go to my bed and I can fall asleep. I'm not on the midnight manoeuvres anymore. And yeah, that's the 3 main things for me.
Brilliant. And what advice would you give to someone that's sitting there thinking, oh, I want to join, but I don't know?
Do not, if you're at a place where you feel I need something, don't hesitate. I have not been asked to do this, and I put this on my Instagram as well. I'm not asked to do this by way of marketing. I've engaged with Rachael on this because I'm in her group, and she asked me the first time she was looking for Skype volunteers. I offered, and then I deleted it because I thought, I can't do this.
I didn't see that.
And you know, this time I just think, well, if somebody listens to me, because I'm very real and I'm very honest, and I hope my West Lothian accent isn't too broad. But if anybody's listening and you are struggling, go for it. Maybe start with the declutter your diet, or reading the how to yo-yo diet, or do what I did and just put yourself right in and go for it. But you will be scared, you will be nervous, you will be saying, what have I done? But as women, we're strong and we don't give ourselves enough credit, and you will be able to do it, and I'm proof of that right now.
I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Marion again for joining me for this conversation today on this amazing bonus episode of the Ditch the Diet podcast. So thank you again, Marion. It was a pleasure speaking to you. I hope this has given you some inspiration and possibly the motivation to start a transformation for yourself. If you're sitting there thinking, I want to change my life but I don't know where to start, then you can join Transform 21, because the next group starts on the 5th of July, which is this week. If you're listening to this podcast on the day it comes out, it's in 2 days' time, and there are plenty of spaces still available. So please go to walkthetalklife.com/transform21. The link is in the show notes, so if you just scroll down the page, you'll be able to click on the link and join directly there. Don't hang around, because this is going to be the last group for quite a long time. So you have the opportunity to join now, and we start on Thursday. All the other links that we spoke about throughout the podcast episode are in the link in the show notes as well. And if you want to get in touch with me, please just send me an email to Rachael@walkthetalklife.com. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back on Thursday with another episode of the Ditch the Diet podcast. Until then, have a great week.